Hello, everyone, and welcome to another special edition of the iWorkinSport live interview. This week, we're hosting the Meet the Programs Week. So that's a series of live interviews in which a selection of our academic partners are presenting their courses and answering your questions. So these are programs that will be at the upcoming Education Virtual Expo. You just saw the ad. It happens next week from the 6th to the 8th of April. So if you haven't done so, just go and register for free. You'll be able to meet the Johan Cruyff Institute that is here today, many other programs. If you're interested in education, in sport, maybe doing a master's degree or other types of degree, don't miss the opportunity. Again, free to register. Just go there in the link in the registration. If this is your first time here, nice to meet you. My name is Johan Frigerio. I'm the founder of iWorkinSport. And if you don't know iWorkinSport, we're a platform made to help you boost your career in sport. We connect talents and recruiters, especially, but not only through a series of events. I mean, the one I mentioned is one of them. It's a digital event. We also do in-person events when, health situation allows us. So hopefully soon, maybe next year, we'll be doing our in-person events again. And we also promote career growth and education, always in sport. So if you want to know more, check us out on iWorkinSport.com. We're also on our several social media channels. Oh, they're here on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, pretty much everywhere at iWorkinSport. So thank you for being here today. I see there's some people already connecting. Please let us know where you're watching from, right? You'll be invited to participate as well, to ask questions. Normally, the best questions come from you, not from me. It's a fairly interactive session. So say hello. Yes, as I said, prepare your questions. And of course, I will ask you to hit that like button as well if you're watching it on YouTube. That helps us. If you're interested in this type of content, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell sign to get notifications. And yes, I mean, you know the deal. Let me introduce my guest today. It's a super special one. It's a bit different from the other episodes of this series. We normally had the program's staff participating. Today we have one of their students, Eduarda Amorim, or Duda, as she's known in Brazil, is an outstanding athlete. She has achieved great success in the sport of handball, but she's also a student, as I said, in one of the Johan Cruyff Institute programs. So she's here primarily to share that experience with you all. But since it's not every day that we have a world champion in the house, let me give a proper introduction. So Duda is probably one of the people responsible for putting handball on the map for most of Brazilian audience, like myself, right? When she won with the national team the 2013 Handball World Championships. That was something that nobody really knew about. And then suddenly everyone was talking about handball in Brazil. A year after that, she was named the World Player of the Year by the International Federation. And more recently, she was also voted the Female Player of the Decade by a specialized magazine. She also won the EHF Champions League for 5 times. And well, in addition to many other medals and trophies, there's many accolades there for her. So for me, it's a privilege to have her with us. I'm really looking forward to that. So let me get her in the show. There you go. Welcome, Duda. Thank you for being here.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for the invitation. It's really nice to be here. Normally we have interviews about sport and handball. It's nice to have something different about my study experience.
Now, yeah, we will talk a little bit about handball as well. In fact, you didn't know, but before we talk about your experience, tell us, you are in Hungary at the moment, right? You've been there for many years.
Yes, I am in Győr in Hungary. I play for Győri Audieto for 12 years. But I come to Europe already 2006. So I play in Macedonia, and now I'm here in Hungary.
Great, great. So we already have some people here saying hi from a Brazilian friend here. So José Luiz is talking from Santos in Brazil. Elena Sarnello doesn't say where she's from. Shorty is in Trinidad and Tobago. We have someone, Pipe Calidad here in South Florida. Raul in Kolkata in India. And Salvatore Sabato saying salve a tutti. I imagine he's talking from Italy. Let us know where you're watching from. Duda, one thing, actually, I didn't tell you I was going to do that, but I was looking you up and I found a nice video here, just 40 seconds. And since you have such an impressive career, I'm just going to play just a few of the highlights of you on the court. Is that okay?
Perfect.
There you go. Many goals. What was that? What game was that? You remember?
Actually, this was the fourth Champions League title. It was in extra time. So this was my goals on the extra time. It was really, I think maybe the first and the fourth were the most amazing Champions League titles. So it's a good match to remember.
Great, great. So tell us, so you're still playing, right? So you still have a contract, and so you're probably to the last the last half of your career at the moment, right? You've been playing for many years, but what made you decide to study a master's degree in sports management while playing?
Well, I think it's quite important to study. Actually, it was the physical coach we had in Rio 2016 who inspired me, like, Eduarda, you need to study. We are going to have after the career. It's very important. And it was always something like, no, a little bit later. And then when I decided to then make my plan, this is the year I'm going to finish. So I started to look for some options to study, because I think it's quite important. The player has a short career, and people in general, they retire and they have just one career. We have to build two. So this, I think it's a very good background to take a degree, to study, to be at least prepared for what's coming.
Great. And so why did you choose the one with Johan Cruyff?
I got to know from a handball player from Barcelona. He was always sharing his time on studying in the internet. And then I started to look also for the options for sport management, which were the best in Europe. Because at first, I don't know my future, but maybe I want to work in Europe. So I wanted to have a good college with a good reputation in Europe. So I start to look, and I see and I read about them, and also I see the institute and the opportunity, and then that's why I decided to take it.
And how has it been? I mean, when did you start? What's the experience like? How long it takes from your day? Tell us more or less how you combine your life as an athlete and as a student.
Yeah, it's quite challenging. I think I started in September, and in the beginning,
1 year program or 2?
It's yes, it's 1 year, but I'll tell you later that I make a little bit longer. But after I can tell you. So in the beginning, it was a little bit hard because you need to take the pace, and because I make it in English also, so I took a longer time to study. Also, my life plans before COVID was something totally different. I decided to start in September because I was supposed to be finishing already in December, so I wanted to have more time to do it. But it happened that I have to play and study, so I just I'm quite determined. So I decided that I will keep it. But it's a little bit about time management. So I train twice or once a day, and then I like to study in the morning because it's when I'm more focused. My concentration somehow is higher in the morning, and more or less you need to study 3 hours a day. 2 to 3 hours. It really depends on the week schedule. Sometimes you have 1 or 2 subjects. It really depends. But after, I think, 2 months, you get the rhythm, and then everything is possible.
Okay. And what do you think of what you learned so far? I mean, the modules. Do you see a lot of real applications? That's because you've been involved in one side of sport, right? As athletes, so you probably will know already so much about how sport is run. That's people like me, who was a journalist, just had a passion for sport and decided to come and study it. We get that theoretical part. Of course, we go to clubs, and we do, or when they're studying, they go and do site visits and try to understand as much as they can. But you already have the background of living that thing. So from what you learn in the classroom or online as you're doing your course, how much how much the modules are well applied?
It is very nice, actually. For me, it's very interesting because when you are inside a club or I don't know, a national team organization, you have your athlete point of view. And when you make a college like this, where you have so interesting subjects, you have sponsorship, marketing, everything you can see from, let's say, from the management view, that things that you use in a daily basis. And as a player, sometimes you never had time to think about it. So for me, it's quite interesting to study about it and also have another view on how much it needs to be done for us to be able to work in a professional way. So for me, it's quite interesting. And also when they make a model, they put some kind of debates, and then also you can give your opinion. You can also check another person's opinion. So you have athletes there, you have managers, you have, as you said, journalists. So it's interesting also this exchange, and they make, like, as you said, real cases. So you have to apply what you studied. This, for me, it's very interesting. It's not just you go online, you watch something, and then you make theoretical question, which is, let's say, quite easy to make it. Like this, you have to apply what you learn. You have to invent an event, or you have to invent a marketing program. So you really use it and put in a real case. So I like it. For me, it's quite interesting.
That's great. That's great to hear. Before I ask you the next question, there's already some comments coming here. Just people saying hi. It's a very international audience. Bruno Vanderlei, Brazilian, living in Zurich. Hello, Bruno. We have Laura Sin in Colombia. Elena from Italy. There is a LinkedIn user, I can't know the name, from India. Macy is in the Philippines. Wow. So Jaime in Puerto Rico. We're talking to the whole world here. So Sami is in Mauritius. And Carlos, I can't remember where you are, Carlos, so let us know. And Lutendo in South Africa. So have you been all these places? Because you as athletes, you travel a lot. You know how many countries you visited already?
Yes, I never counted, but a lot. But the problem is we get to know just the playing field. We cannot go much outside. maybe after the career, then we can enjoy more.
Great. But have you been to many of these places that I mentioned here, like Colombia, Italy, Puerto Rico, Philippines?
Yes. Okay, then of course I'm from Brazil. Okay, yeah, your neighbor in Zurich, yes. Colombia also. Yeah, no, Mauritius, it's maybe a nice place to go, but no. So
a good one to visit, yes, for sure. So, and let us, I know that especially the Johan Cruyff program brings a lot of athletes and professionals from other sectors to specialize in sports management. Then what do you think that you bring to the class as a professional athlete? So if there's someone like me or other people that don't have that athlete sort of background, but they're super interested in the management side, then they suddenly partner with someone like you with the experience, the career as an athlete. What is it that you think you bring to the course?
Well, it's a good question. I think maybe I go to the emotional part. I think that the players always remind that the sport it's about emotion. So sometimes when people start to work in the management, I think they try to take more a business approach, which is quite normal in the world. But I think the players are there to remind them, get the touch, the human touch. If everyone is happy on the field, for sure the result will come also for the top side.
Right. And so how many classmates do you have?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure actually. Because some modules are you can choose and some are obligatory. Last time I was in a meeting, it was 28, but I think it's much more. I am not sure the exact number.
And are there many professional athletes there, or do they have a very different,
I think it's very different from you can get to know them a little bit more from the debate. So it's very different. You have professional players, but you have also persons working in clubs. This I saw a lot also, or working just in events or I think I didn't get to know many athletes yet, but I know there are.
What's so far the favorite aspects of the course for you?
For me, I think as I said, I think how they bring the subject. It's a really dynamic way, and you can see how much they believe athletes can work after in the management. I think that this is quite important because they really help you to achieve and to study and to be good, to be, let's say, safe for the next step. So this is what I like the most. And also, as I told a little bit before, when you get this other perspective, sometimes you are studying a subject and I didn't think about that. So for example, now the last subject which I chose, it was sport diplomacy. And I have seen many programs with United Nations and people who work and bring like social projects through sports. And this was also nice to see because sometimes you want to make the difference, and this kind of subject can show you the way and how to start and who to connect with. So this is interesting for me.
Cool. So I want to know even a little more about sort of the course, and for everyone that is watching us as well, if you have any particular question, I mean, you can always ask. In terms of how the classes are delivered, how does that work? Is that because of your schedule, like playing, is that a lot of a recorded sort of material that you can watch at your own time? Are there times that you actually need to connect at certain time to be with the class in all watching at the same time? And how about, I mean, the number of professors or lecturers from the Johan Cruyff Institute, and then I suppose that you do also have guest lecturers, people working in the industry. So tell us a little bit more about that, please.
If there is some sound behind, it's my dog. I have an English bulldog, so he's a little bit loud. I'm sorry for that, but I cannot lock him outside. He'll make more noise.
Is he English or Hungarian?
English bulldog, actually, and Hungarian as well. So yes, the dynamics of studying is quite flexible. So they have slides, they have a podcast which you can download and see after. You have a recording also. Everything you can. So if you can attend, you are live. So you can make the questions and interact during the lecture. But most of the times you can just watch the recording. Also, for example, marketing brought a lot of guests on study cases, like, for example, triathlon players or someone from Reebok, people who are working in the sport industry. So this was also nice to see some interviews. You don't stay just in this like theoretical part. So this is nice. So slides, podcasts, and these debates, as I said before, you have to you have to write it, and also the cases. So the real life, you have to apply the theory to the cases. And they make a schedule. So, for example, each activity you have 2 weeks, or then you have to finish until Sunday, let's say. So it gives you a flexibility, and you can plan your week. So this week I need to study, not in the beginning, but after, you can get an idea on how much you need to study until you finish that activity. So every 2 weeks, you have to deliver an essay or something, so you can plan, I need to study that much hours or not. So it's quite good to do it. And I want to mention also, for example, for me, it was quite overwhelming, the schedule, because I had a free period in December, which I needed to go to Brazil. And also, as I said, when I applied, I was supposed to finish my career, and then Olympic changed. So I was not planning on studying Olympic year, because it's really, I play in a high level club and also in the national team. So it was too much. And then but I'm quite determined, and I need to study, and I need to finish it. So I spoke with them, and this was so nice for me that they could slow a little bit the pace. So I could manage to finish everything. So now I'm not going to finish, let's say in September, I'll finish in March. And this, for me, it works, and it works very well, because after the Olympics, I'll have more time to study.
Oh, that's great. That's great. And sorry, I should know that, but are you already qualified for the Olympic Games, or still in qualifying process?
No, we got the qualification. We got the place in Pan American 2019 in Lima. So yes, we are in Olympics. So now it's preparation for Olympics. Let's go.
Good. See? Oh, sorry. There it is.
Yes, you're ready.
Let's do this. And is it? What's you would say are the chances? Are you go there as an underdog, or is the Brazilian team, because you had the World Championship before, but then you didn't quite make it in the Olympic Games? So what can fans expect?
Well, I have to
talk a little bit about handball now, just a few seconds.
I have to admit that we are underdogs, so our chances are not so big, because when we changed the generation after 2016, we have a big number of renovating players. So our competitive level is not the highest, but as I always believe, once you are there, you can win. So we are preparing the best way. I think we have at least a good group. It's an ambitious group and want to work. Maybe the results will come just in the next generation, but I feel that we can do something also now in women handball. It's the level is quite the same. So you have like 8 or 7 teams which can win medal. So everything can happen, and of course I'm positive, and I believe.
Good luck here. Going back to the course. So who would you recommend the Johan Cruyff Institute? Actually, before I ask you that, would you recommend to someone that is still sort of playing, or do you think it would be a better idea if you finished playing and then you started doing the course?
Mm-hmm. I think it's really possible to make during the career, and I would advise even to make during the career, because many times and many, let's say, countries. There is in the future that you play and don't think for the after. So for me, it's quite important that you make during, because if we have a little bit more time management, it's possible to do it. So, for example, I am playing the highest level, I am playing the national team, and I am managing to study. So imagine if someone is working just in the club or maybe in amateur level, if with a little bit time management, I think it's total possible. So also answering your first question, I would advise for athletes, of course, but I think that this course is also good for anyone who wants to work in the sport industry. But of course, I would like to inspire the players to study. It's quite important.
Yes, and well, the great thing about athletes as well is that, especially at a very high level, you're so determined. So I've seen athletes also at the Olympic level doing programs, and they would wake up at 5 a.m, go and do the training, then actually go to the in-person class as well, and then go back to the gym. It's amazing, and kept their level. So
I think we have goals, as we
Sorry?
we are goal oriented. So I think we have many goals inside our career. So you plan how you want to train, you plan the extra training, you plan the championship. So when you have like a study, you can also plan what do you want to finish and which time you are going to use to study. So yeah, we are good at least in planning, and we are good in discipline.
Oh, that's great. Well, we should also stress that the program is not just for athletes, right? They have many athletes as well, and as you said, I think bring a lot of value to the classroom and to the experience. But people from other areas can also do the program.
Sure.
So I was reading that so Johan Cruyff, when he created the program, was convinced that with academic training, so athletes were the best or the most suitable people to be leading sports organizations, right? Because of their commitments, their experience, that drive that we were just talking about. So I suppose that you agree with that, as we just discussed.
Sure.
But how important do you think the academic training is now that you're planning the end of your playing career now? Tell us what you're planning to do next, and how do you think that academic training is important to you?
Yes, I think first about his comment, I think that it's really important to have also athletes working the sport industry, on the management, like on the clubs and on federations, because once you have this background, for example, a college or a master degree like this, you are able to lead people to make, let's say, handball better, which is my aim in the future. Because many people which are in the management, they don't understand about the sport at all. So it's important when someone from inside, it's also leading. I think it's just an extra, not that it's maybe the ideal thing, someone from inside to also work in the management. In the future, my plan, of course, is just a plan, but I would like to work with handball. Maybe my aim is to work in the European Handball Federation or the International Handball Federation, but for sure I will need the opportunity for that. But I'm doing my part. My part is to study, and after we'll see what will happen.
Yeah, I think you kind of answered already a question here by Bruno.
Yes.
Because he says, assuming that handball is the sport that you love the most, but when deciding to study a sport management program, do you go with an open mind to consider working in other sports as well? Or do you have your heart set in working with handball? Is that, are you going to work in handball? It's decided, or would you explore other areas as well?
Yeah, I think that, of course, I am open-minded. So, for example, what if come in the future, you never know, opportunity to work in an Olympic committee with Olympic preparation in all sports. But of course, in the beginning, my preference is handball. I'm very passionate about it, this sport. So I think we can, especially women handball, can be much, much bigger than which is today. So for now, my dream is to work with handball, but of course, I can work with other sports also.
Great. There's a few more questions that are coming. So Shinedu Adiktu from Nigeria just says that he's enjoying the show. Thank you. And Hassan Arkadas says that we're doing a good job. Thank you, Hassan. And I have two questions for you, Eduarda. How does it feel to play in empty arenas right now? And which of the European Handball League is your favorite?
Okay. So it's still very strange to play with empty arena. It's especially us. We always have 6,000 people watching our match. In a Champions League final, it's 12,000 people. So for us, it's still like more or less it's like a training. It's empty feeling, and we're really missing, especially in these moments when the match is quite in a equal level. So if one or two goals, they make the difference in this moment. So of course we miss it. It's totally different to play like this, and I really hope that it will come back normal. Before I finish my career, I would like to finish my career in front of a good public.
Cool.
And the second question, sorry, I forgot.
And the question, what is your favorite European Handball League?
Sorry, what does he mean? Like, for example, the Europe leagues?
Among the European leagues, I think he's asking which one is the strongest or sort of the best. I think, like in football, people would say maybe the Premier League or the Bundesliga or La Liga. So
today, actually, Hungary is one of the strongest. It's a very competitive league. Then you have French in women handball. And then I could say maybe Germany. I think that these are the top three. But of course, you have, like, for Champions League teams, you have good teams in every country. So you have one or two good teams in Russia. You have in Norway, in Norway. You have in Denmark as well, in Romania. So yes, it's quite divided. But league, I think the Hungarian league is the strongest.
Great, thank you for that. Just so you know, there's a request coming here from Alexandre Diaz asking for a gold medal, please.
Yes, let's do it. It would be
good. Thank you. I do have a few other questions here, but also I think people want to know about a few other programs that the Johan Cruyff Institute offers. We have also done an interview before, a few months before, so there's in the playlist that people will find in our channel. But we have someone from Ozana, from the Johan Cruyff Institute, who is with us. So if you don't mind, I'm going to bring her to the chat as well. And then there's a few specific questions for her. For everyone that is watching, if you still have questions for Duda, please, in the chat. We're going to continue the conversation, but I'll also ask a few specific questions about the other programs to Osana. How are you, Osana?
Hello, everyone. Hi, Joao. Hi, Duda. Thank you for having me.
Where are you? Are you in Barcelona?
Yeah, I'm in Barcelona.
In Barcelona. Thank you for joining us, and thanks to the Johan Cruyff Institute for facilitating this lovely chat with Duda. We'll continue here. But I brought you in because I don't know if Duda would know all the things that I would like to ask about other programs of the Johan Cruyff Institute. But let's start talking about sort of a degree. So I know that Duda mentioned to me before that she has a bachelor degree, university degree, but do all applicants need a bachelor degree to do the Johan Cruyff programs, or not necessarily?
No. So for our postgraduate diplomas that we offer and the master degrees, we do not necessarily require a bachelor's degree if you have already experience in the sports industry or experience as an elite athlete. So we know that many athletes don't get to study their bachelor's degree while playing, and we completely understand this, and we want them to be able to access our masters either way. But this all comes to the fact that Duda said that we have three types of students. So we have athletes, then we have professionals who work in the sports industry, and then we have recent graduates.
Okay, thank you for that. So Gabriel Liberati in Brazil says that's a nice talk. Gabriel, we were waiting for your question here, as you always sort of participate. Osana, we mentioned that the Johan Cruyff Institute will be at the next week's Education Virtual Expo. So what are the programs that will be featured there?
Yeah, so first of all, we have 4 areas that we offer at the Johan Cruyff Institute: in sport management, sport marketing and sponsorship, football business, and we also have coaching area. So in all these 4 areas, we offer different levels of education, right? So we have specialized courses, we have postgraduate diplomas, and we have master level, so master degrees. Our programs are online, so in English or Spanish, and then we have a campus in Barcelona where you can study a lot of masters and postgraduate diplomas in Spanish, and you can also study the master in football business that we offer in partnership with FC Barcelona in English, and we also have programs in Amsterdam.
Right. So you were cut off for like a second there. You were saying that you have online diplomas, but also in person.
On campus, yes.
On campus. How are those working at the moment? Or is there any activity on campus at the moment? Is 100% online? How are you dealing with the COVID situation?
Yeah, so right now the program that's running on campus is the Master in Football Business in partnership with FC Barcelona. This program is delivered only 1 week per month, and we have managed to have the classes in person. Of course, with all the restrictions and all the measures in place, but we have managed to run the classes at the Johan Cruyff Institute here in Barcelona, and also to have some study trips as part of the program. So the students went to the north of Spain to visit some clubs, and also to Madrid. There are not very many in this program, and the ones that couldn't attend could also follow in streaming. But we got lucky, and we managed to run the program.
Sorry, great. There's a question here from Pipe Calidad. Are there sports management master students that made the transition from a different industry? So he's currently in health services, but had worked in sports before, so suppose that he's interested.
Yeah, I mean, we have many students and professionals who come to us from with a background in completely different industry, and they want to make this transition to sports, mostly because they're very passionate about it, or they realize this is something they want to pursue now, and they come to us because we guarantee high-level education, and also we have a very large network. We have very good career services, and we offer very high chances of obtaining a job in the sports industry when graduating. So I think it's not a problem that you come from a different industry, as long as you're ready to study hard. And obviously you can apply different things that you learn that you have from other industries to sports as well.
Right. And what about scholarships? So tell us a bit about the prices, the costs that someone would have to enroll in these programs, and if you offer scholarships as well.
Yeah. So our courses have a price range between 600 euros and 1,000 euros. Postgraduate diplomas online around 4,500 euros, and masters 7,000 to the master full business, which is almost 20,000 euros. So very high range of prices. When it comes to scholarships, we have the Cruyff Athlete Fund, which Duda won last year, one of them. So these are 10 full scholarships that we offer for our postgraduate and master's programs for athletes approaching retirement, or from athletes that come from minority sports. So we consider different things. We have all this information on the Cruyff Athlete Fund website. And we're taking applications now for next intake in September. But these are the only scholarships that we have at the moment for our masters and postgraduate diplomas. Sometimes we offer promotions also to elite athletes, and we offer a 15% discount for the tuition fees. for postgraduate and masters. And if you're one of our partners, then we also offer different benefits for that.
Okay, that's great. Let me give a shout out here to Regina Justo, watching in Brazil and saying hi. There's a big Brazilian audience here today. I wonder why. And what about field trips and visits? How do they work? What do they normally do in a normal year?
Yeah, so we have a few field trips that we organize for our on-campus students. As I said, the program that has the most is the Master in Football Business, because it's very focused on this. Then we have the Master in Sport Management, the ones delivered in Barcelona in Spanish and in Amsterdam in English. And for this group of students, we organize a study trip in Amsterdam every year. We had to postpone it a bit this year, but we hope we can still take place, probably like beginning of summer or end of summer, where they go and visit Ajax, and they receive different lectures from different executives, and they visit different sports companies in Amsterdam. So the online students can also attend this study trip if they prefer.
Right. Just a question popped up here. I think we mentioned this sort of before, but maybe to the people are connecting and want to know if you can address this one. So Alexandre asks that, well, he studied as well, did one of the programs, and like to share class with top elite athletes. So do you have the chance to exchange experience with your classmates during the program? I think it's a different situation. He did one of the in-person programs. You doing online. Do you have how does that work? Group projects? How is that interaction?
Yeah, so I know one handball player, Thiago Petrus from Barcelona. He's also studying at Johan Cruyff. But normally, for example, there are some activities which can be done in small groups, 2 to 5 persons. And then it's when you get to know a little bit better the person, because then you have to meet online to discuss the subject and how it will be done. So far, I know someone from Brazil as well, because it's easier to connect like this and to study with the time also difference we have to manage. And he works in football business. He's not a player, but these are the persons which I connect the most so far. But I think I still will connect with more persons.
Right. And Osana, do different courses interact within Johan Cruyff Institute? So she's doing an online sort of master's, then you have another sort of in-person classes. Are there any activities where they get connected somehow? Those are completely run separately?
Well, usually the online students are the ones who interact the most, not so much with the on-campus ones. But yeah, as Duda said, we have our online curriculum is very flexible, meaning that can be people that can study just the course and end up in the same module with a master student, because our courses are open for enrollment, but these courses are also part of the curriculum of postgraduate diplomas and masters. So there's a lot of interaction there, and there can be a lot of people at the same time from different areas and subjects joining the same module. So I think this is also good, because then you're not just in the group with, a few people who are doing, just one course. You can also meet some people who are doing postgraduate diplomas and masters and so forth. And we offer different seminars on campus, where we always invite online and on-campus students, alumni, and everyone who wants to join to learn from on different topics from professionals in the industry. We have the seminar series, Football Industry Insights, delivered in Barcelona in June. This is 1 week, so this is an opportunity to come and meet your colleagues, for example. And then there's also the graduation, where everyone meets each other after studying online the whole year together.
Right. Cool. And Duda, so there's the Olympic Games coming up, and then you said that you'll be studying until March. Then you continue to play for another couple of years. What's the plan? And then I'm going to ask Osana, how is that transition for people that once they graduate, how do they actually get to the markets working? Duda, is going to be a bit different, right? Because you're still playing. So tell us, what's your situation? What's your plan? When do you intend to actually start working in the management side, and how you intend to do that? And then Osana can tell us how people do it when they graduate from the Johan Cruyff Institute.
Yeah, so as I mentioned before, my life plan changed a little bit with COVID situation. I was supposed to finish the national team if Olympics were placed last year, and then in the club I would play until, I had I had the chance, also the opportunity to form a family if I want to. So this was my plan last year. But then with COVID situation, the Olympics was postponed, and then I had to decide, like, should I continue until there or not? With women and making a family, it's quite a sensitive subject about how to choose and when to choose. But then in the middle of the way, it come another proposal, so it looks I'll play one more season. But I want to finish after that. I think it's I'm 34. I think also I want to finish more or less on the top. And as you need to form a family also, so you need to choose. But I think it's quite enough. I have achieved a lot as a player, so now I can think already on the next step, on the next career.
Right. And Osana, so when they come and they finish the course, how does that transition happen? Do you have internships programs, or I know that you take many of your students to the iWorkinSport job fair, so I know that helps. But apart from that, how does what else do you offer to the students that are going to be looking for a job?
Yes, I get this question a lot, obviously from some people who are interested in studying with us. Our focus is not just quality education. When you graduate, you are provided with a platform and different resources that you can use to find a job in the sports industry. Of course, it's important to be proactive, but what we do is we collaborate with different entities, such as iWorkinSport, different events of World Football Summit. They have a career service platform which are partnered with. So we are offering a lot of resources and jobs and internships. We always post them in the virtual campus for our students. We send out biweekly newsletters to all our alumni with job offers that come to us. We have more than 100 partners in the sports industry, and when they have job opportunities, they come to us first to look for candidates. So all these resources we are slowly building up to get even more, because we know we are recognized for the education, and we also we're working hard to be recognized that we can offer many job opportunities for the people that study with us.
Cool. Thank you for that. So we do have just one or two more questions. And Duda, just heard that your dog must need some attention. Please do that. This is a live show. We understand.
Okay, just a minute then. You know what? He drinks water from the tap.
No.
I don't give it. He won't stop crying. So just a minute.
So come back. I'll put you on the background, and when you come back, I'll put you back in. Right, and great, because I do have another question for you, Osana. Before that, there's a Mustafa in Morocco saying hi, and Mamé Paulo in Brazil. Hello, Mamé, and Peter John in the Philippines. And then there is a question from Bruno van der Ley. Osana, how would you compare your football business offering specifically with the one by the University of Liverpool, the football industry's MBA? Or would you say that makes the course stand out?
Yeah. Hi, Bruno. Thank you for the question. It's a really good question. So I'm assuming you refer to the Master in Football Business that we offer in partnership with FC Barcelona. I guess this would be the comparison. I'm not very familiar with the MBA offered by University of Liverpool, but I know University of Liverpool is a very big university. What makes us stand out? So at the Johan Cruyff Institute, we're 100% sport. This is our focus. We don't offer any other education in any other fields. So the faculty that we bring, they are professionals in the sports industry. I think I'm. Can you hear me well?
Yes, we can hear you very well.
Okay. So the faculty, they are professionals in the sports industry that have a lot of experience, and they come and teach at our course. And regarding the Master in Football Business, this program has a focus on networking and study trips and connecting with the football industry. So it's delivered 1 week per month, and each month the students come together from all over the world to learn here at the Johan Cruyff Institute, and also the classes are delivered at Camp Nou. There are different study trips, so you get to visit a lot of football clubs, and not just in Spain. They have been to the UK, and yeah, this is the methodology that we use for this program is also different, because the focus is on you have one individual project and then 2 group projects for FC Barcelona, which you will later get to, at the end of the course, you will get to present to FC Barcelona executives. So I'm assuming it's probably a bit different than the MBA than the University of Liverpool offers. But again, for everything, Johan Cruyff Institute is 100% sport, and the people that study with us come with that focus only in getting a job in the sports industry, not any other industries.
Great, thank you. We're actually going to get into the end of the show. There's just another question coming up. If you have another question to ask to Duda or Osana, now is the time. Otherwise, we're going to go very soon. Ricardo asks, what's your opinion do you have about sports education in Mexico? I know that, so you have a program in Mexico as well, is that correct?
Yeah, we have also a Master in Football Business delivered on campus in Mexico. Can't really say I have an opinion about sport education in Mexico. I'm not very aware of it. But we do have a program there, and if you're interested in studying there at the Johan Cruyff Institute, you can contact us, and we can give you more information for that.
Okay. Thank you so much, Duda. You seem worried. I don't know if it's a dog. Do you want to show him? Is that him or her? You're muted.
He's 35 kilos. I can try.
35 kilos.
Yes. Let's see.
Frenchy.
Yeah, but you're...
Oh.
What's his name?
Thor.
What?
Thor.
Yes.
Thor.
Oh, Thor, yes.
That's great. Nice to meet you, Thor. You're the first dog we had in the show. That's great. And listen, I think this was super elucidating. It was the first time that we had an interview with students from one of the programs. I think that's helped us answer many questions. So Duda, thank you so much for doing this. And of course, let me wish you super good luck in your career, the rest of your career, especially in the Olympic Games as a Brazilian. And I want to thank Osana as well to join us and answer a few more technical questions about the Johan Cruyff Institute. I don't know if you want to leave any last message.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It was really an interesting interview for me. Once more, Johan Cruyff Institute, I'm really honored to get this opportunity, so thank you. I think, for the transition of career is something really scary for a player, and I think you are giving me a little bit of peace, and know that I'm a little bit more ready for the next step. So thank you one more time, and thank you, João. It was very nice to meet you. I also wish you a lot of success.
Thank you, Duda.
Thank
Osana,
you, everyone.
Do you have any last message that you want to give?
Just appreciate everyone who take the time to watch this, and you know where to contact me. If you have a website and everything, and for anything, I'll be looking forward to hearing from you.
Thank you. And let me remind everyone that you will be at the Education Virtual Expo next week. So if people want to have a chat one-to-one with you, have more questions, so Osana will be there with many other from the Johan Cruyff Institute staff, and some alumni may be there as well. So again, free to attend. There's a link in the description. We'll see you there. Thanks everyone for being here. Tomorrow we have the last episode of this Meet the Series week. It will be with the Jussur Institute from Doha in Qatar. Right, so see you then. Thanks, Duda. Thanks,
Bye-bye.
Osana.
Bye-bye.
Bye.